It's a pleasure to have you here. We're coming to you live from digital address GA0992539 in Kukumlemle, Accra. Now, families of the three missing Takoradi girls have agreed to avail themselves for DNA test to establish the identity of human remains discovered by the police. Over the weekend, police identified the remains in a cesspit at the former residence of the key suspect in the case. Families of the missing girls refused to cooperate with the police in providing samples for forensic analysis. Father of Priscilla Crunchy, Alexander Crunchy, said he could not trust the police in doing a thorough job. He demanded an independent international analyst. Now, here's a twist. Before this, they had actually agreed to work with the police. Well, on Tuesday, police discovered another set of human remains and said they were intensifying investigations into the matter. Well, today the families say they will now cooperate with the police in doing the DNA test. So what led to the change in their stance? Their spokesperson, Michael Grant Hayford, joins us via phone. Good morning, Michael.
Yeah, good morning.
What exactly led to the change in stance of the families?
You know, with this issue, every Ghanaian citizen is interested about this issue. And everyone wants to get the results. Everyone wants to get the results out of this issue. And now that we, the family, believe that the corpse that the police are claiming that they have found is not our corpse, and then the police are also saying that for the investigation to go on, they need to do the DNA test. In fact, it was a very tough decision for the family to take us in to agree to go for that DNA test. But as I'm speaking to you, I have advised the families to go for the DNA test, and then as I'm speaking, they all agreed. Even the one that they are finding it difficult to, agree, I have been able to convince them to agree to, go for the DNA test.
So tell us, this decision to go to have this DNA test done, is it conditional? Do you have any conditions attached?
No. We want Ghanaians to follow this whole thing, and then at the same time, the Ghanaians to know the truth of the matter. So we don't want to put any condition as it stands now. But when they finish the DNA test and then the report that will come, that at the end of the day, the three family will come together and then see to it if we agree or if we should go for another independent, to get the clarification or to get the confirmation that indeed what the report that they will be given or they will come out or whatever is true or false.
Michael, from what you're saying, I get a sense, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're going ahead because you want the investigations to progress, but the families have not declared full trust in the process of the police. And so if you are not confident with the result, you may opt for an independent forensic analyst. Is that it?
That is it. That is it. If the report comes and it's not in the favor of the family, because as it stands now, the family know their stand already. Okay. Hello?
I'm listening to you, Michael. I'm listening to you.
Family, for the three families, we know our stand already. And then for the general public to be known that we, the family, we are not being too difficult or too, hard to the Ghana Police Service. That is why we have agreed that, of course, we are going to do the DNA test. But we will be waiting for the report to come out there. Then we will get to know our stand.
Now, you say you have a stance already. So you're going into this with, you formed an opinion already. Is that it?
Yeah, we have our opinion already.
Which is? What's your opinion? What's your opinion? What is your opinion? What's the opinion of the families?
We were saying that the Ghana Police Service, they can easily do their own test to verify that how long that corpse has been there, or they can even know that this corpse they died for a year, maybe 5 years ago, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 1 year ago, before they can tell us that we should go for DNA test. But here's the case for we not to prolong the matters and other stuff. No, we have agreed that now we are going for the DNA test, and we know that corpse is not the part of the, it's not the family cost. It's not the 3 girls that you are talking about. It's not their cost, okay?
Michael, so tell me, we've seen the story in the public domain. The media has carried it. You've agreed to do the DNA test. Have you informed the police about your decision? And if you have, what has the police been telling you?
We know that they are coming to us this morning, and we have made it known to the general public that in August, we are going to support their plans.
So the police is coming to you this morning. When you say
yes,
to you,
please.
you mean to Takrady?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Michael Grant Hayford there. And as you heard him say, the police is going there. And we've been joined by ACP Eklu. He's Director of Public Affairs at the Ghana Police Service. Thank you so much for your time this morning. ACP, before we go into the details of this story, can you confirm what we just heard, that the police is actually on its way to Takrady? Hello, ACP.
Hello?
Hello, ACP, if you can hear me. I'm saying that we just heard from spokesperson of the 3 families that the police has told them that there's a delegation on its way to Takrady in relation to their agreement to do the DNA test now. Can you confirm that?
Yes, I can confirm that the team currently on its way to Takrady as a part of the investigation to get the family to cooperate with us.
So, ACP, the stance of the family it's a bit not clear now. I just spoke to the spokesperson, like I said, and he's saying that they've agreed to do this because they want investigations to continue, but they still don't have full trust in the police. Would you want to react to that? Would you want to give them any assurances?
Trust sometimes can come as a matter in the course of time. We understand their pain. We understand their frustrations because it has taken a very long time and the case has been going back and forth. So we understand their frustration. But I believe that their cooperation will help us unravel the mysteries surrounding the whole case. And it is very critical in it. We do understand their cooperation, their frustration, but we hope that they will cooperate with this aspect, critical aspect. This is a very critical aspect of our investigation to be able to get to the bottom of the matter.
ACP, doing DNA tests, we understand, is very expensive, and the families have just said that if the test results do not align with their stance, they may opt for an independent analyst. Are you willing, as the police service, in order to reduce cost, to probably in the initial or first stage allow for even the presence maybe of an independent forensic analyst so you can satisfy the family, so you don't have to do 2 tests, just for this one particular case?
I think those concerns will be taken into consideration because we also want to get results that can be trusted and accepted by both parties. So those concerns can be taken into consideration. But we need their cooperation first before we get there.
So
and
tell
normally, when some of these issues happen, yes, the presence of the family, the involvement of the family in homicide or suicide, homicide cases is very critical. So we have listened to them, and we'll look at it and see and come out with the best option that will satisfy both sides, the law, the legal side, and then the family side.
Can you kindly share with us details of what your delegation is expected to do once they arrive in Takrady?
Let them get there, then we'll share with you what they are expected to do.
ACP, just drifting just away from this particular issue with the DNA, there have also been concerns by the family during a press conference they held earlier this week about other aspects of the case, that is how the suspect broke jail the first time he was arrested. If there are any updates on that particular aspect of the case, do you mind sharing with us?
Yes, under our regulations, when somebody breaks jail whilst in the police custody, those on duty are given the mandatory 10 days to recapture the suspect. And they have done that. A committee was set up by the regional police command to look into the culpability of the officers who are concerned. I can't get the full report now, but I will check and find out the status of that case.
Okay. Is it that the commission has finished this work, or it's still sitting, the committee?
I believe they should finish their work, because this happened early this year, so they should finish their work by now.
All right. And finally, before you go, we understand that you're still investigating this, even though you found some remains. You're still doing a lot of intensive investigation into this, and we understand that there are some suspects being pursued, some outside the country. Can you confirm if that is true?
Yes, we are aware. You see, the convict now who is serving the jail term for escape from law, in some names, and I can confirm that one of the suspects was arrested in Nigeria, going through the extradition processes to bring him down here for further interrogation.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time this morning, ACP David Eklu. We really appreciate that you could join the program. And as you just heard him say, we'll be bringing you more on this, especially when the team arrives in Takoradi, and we'll get to find out details. But the families, for now, have agreed to cooperate with the police in doing the DNA test. And hopefully this will move the case forward. And the Ghana Police Service also just confirmed that they are intensifying their search for more suspects in this particular case.